Hi everybody, Jo here again. Hope I've found you well and I hope you had a lovely weekend, lots of inspiration. If you missed any of our recent videos, just pop on either here, our Lavinia YouTube channel, or on the website and have a little look, because there's been so many fabulous inspiration videos, picture tutorials, honestly, such a wealth of expertise. Just enjoy every minute of it. Now today I'm going to do something just nice. We're just going to have a relaxing little crafty play and catch up. I like to come in and have a catch up with you. But I also want to answer a couple of questions. A few of you have been in touch. One of the questions I keep getting asked is, what can we do with tags? I make lots of tags, what do we do with them? Well, obviously you can use them as tags on gifts, but also a DL, and that just stands for double length. Obviously, length, width, we have one side, double the other. I like to pop mine on a DL card, and you tag. Just look at that, makes it beautiful. And if you're in a rush, if you need that emergency card, just pop yourself a tag on a DL card. Now this is the design we're going to create today. I've also popped a little bit of just the butterfly, the mini flutter on the back, and some Posca, but also a little bit of stamping in the corner of the envelope, and over on the flap, look, the mini flutter. I've not coloured him in because I'm going to put this in the post, so only permanent inks I'm using on my envelope. And the other question I've been asked recently is, when I've been teaching workshops, I've been using a technique called reverse colouring. Now, I don't know if that's what it's called. That's what I call it, just because it's easier to give things a name. And it's just where, and my lovely friend Joanne reminded me about this recently, and it's where we leave the main image without colour and we colour the surrounding. Oh, and I know you're going to have such great fun with this. I'm going to use our pens today, our clean colour pens, because I'm using a watercolour tag. But you can easily do this with inks, with your dinkle powders. Honestly, I know you lot, you're going to just absolutely fly with this technique. So if you haven't done it before, here's what we're going to do. Watercolour tag. And this is one of the large ones. And we're going to come in with the forest leaf stamp. As you know, I love this stamp. VersaFine Claire, and we're going to use the pine cone. Just because I thought it was a change from black. And again, a change from Christmas. I have been doing a few Christmas designs recently. But, I mean, when we've got such lovely stamps. And I love Christmas. So, I'm just going to stamp this sort of in the middle-ish. But you could do it at the side, along the edge stamping, a jaunty angle. Again, it's all about choices. And this would be great for batch making. And you could make each one just slightly different. Just stamp it in a slightly different place. Now, the sentiment is off the word set called Balance. And on here, we've got Create, Inspire and Wish. And Memories. And I've gone for Memories. And no, I'm not going to start singing. Again, in the brown, and I'm going to pop this just to the side here. And while I'm stamping, I'm just going to reach over and get myself a little scrap of card, and I'm going to stamp our mini flutter. Now, as you know, this is such a useful stamp, and whenever I use it, I tend to stamp as many as I can on a piece of scrap card, and then they will be coloured and cut out. Now, I'm just going to give this a little bit of blot, just because I don't want that ink to smudge. And I've gone for, obviously, favourite colours of mine today. So I've gone for a brown, and that's number 66, Dark Oatmeal. And then my red is number 24, Wine Red. And then we have 70, Orange. And finally 50, which is yellow. But I do think, and I'm just going to start and just add a little bit of colour around the edge of this stamp. And this doesn't have to be even. In fact, I've got to be honest, I think it looks better if it's not quite even. Just sort of a smudgy edge look. Now I've gone for browns, reds, oranges. But I think this would look lovely if you wanted to use an ombre. I've gone for sort of autumnal colours. But I'm thinking you could do this with, say, start with, say, a dark purple and then move through the blues into a light blue at the edge. Maybe make a few. I mean, you could turn it all reds for Christmas and then add some, maybe some holly around it. Now, I'm just going to come in now with the red. And again, I'm just fuzzying this edge, turning it round. That pen doesn't want, whoever made pens circular, so they roll. And again, I'm just, I'll add a bit more red in there. Come down here a bit with the red. Then I'm going to come in with the orange. And I'm just following the edges of this here with the orange. And you can either do it as quick as this, or do you know what? If you've got a lovely brew and you're just having a nice relaxing afternoon, you could take your time with this and really enjoy it. Now, I want the colour to seep down. So look, I've gone a little bit further down. And I know you're looking at this thinking, Jo, you have gone totally mad. If you've not seen this before, and this is not my technique, it's a really old technique. And as I say, you can do it with lots of different products. And I love that about techniques, that you can just change it up by using different products. Have a look what you've got. You know, mix it up, use your inks, your colouring pencils. Now, winker colouring. I think you could do some winker colouring with this. I just thought I haven't used my pens for a while. And I know a few of you have just bought them. So it's good to give you ideas if you've not seen. Now this, I want to drag the yellow down. Right, so I'm now going to get a piece of my kitchen roll and my watercolour brush, and I'm just going to drag that yellow out a little. And you can go straight into the brown if you want. I tend to do the outside first. Now, you could spritz it, but I like to build the colour up and it gives me an idea of how it's going. So I'm just adding that and just dragging that colour. If I'm not keen on an area, I can just dab it. When I've done the yellow, I then move into the orange look. And basically, I'm just going to play and let these colours fuzzy and move. And I like to do it one colour at a time, almost just so I can see how they're moving. And you can almost drag them out a little. Now, if you go over, oh, look, we dragged that one, we'll just dab that. So down here, look, I've got a harsh edge there and I'm not keen on that. So if I dab it, can you see how it, so here, I like that because that's bleeding. I might just help that along and then dab it a little. So that edge is a bit harsh, so I'll wet that. And basically, I'm just, there needs a bit of bleeding. They just need to merge a little. And honestly, you will have so much fun with this. Now, I don't want it as wet in the middle here. If the colour runs onto my stamping, I don't mind. But just in that, just want to fuzzy some of those edges. So I just want less water as I get nearer, just so I can control it slightly. So again, here, just going to leave that with the brown. But what I might do here, I'll see if I can drag a little bit of that red into that brown there, just to fuzzy that edge. See, drag a bit of that red in there. So I've got less water there. I didn't want too much movement there. Does that make sense? Can you see that there where I've just dragged that colour in? Oh, I love that there. You see how that's bleeding there? Oh, I'm quite happy with that. I love, right, this bit here, I just want a little bit of work on this here. Just to drag. I don't want to add too much water. Just drag that colour. And then give it a blot. Yeah, love that. Really happy with that. So I'm just going to put the lids on my pens. Make sure I get the right one on the right one, because I'm a bit funny like that. They have to be right. And for me, this is best if it's left to dry naturally. And I love that pop of colour. Now, with the pens, what we'll do is our butterflies, very quick way to colour the butterflies is I'm just going to take the red. We'll have this one here, look. Now, this is multifarious card, so my pens will still move a little. Start with the red, a little bit of the orange, and then over the top with the yellow, and then blend it into the orange. And it'll just blend enough. As I say, they do move more on watercolour card, but the multifarious will give me enough movement to just blend those colours. And I'm going right over the red. And you see how that just blends them enough. Now, I have got a couple cut out here, look. They're alive. I don't cut the antennae. I'm going to draw those on. And also, every time I stamp, look, I stamp extra and put them in this fabulous tin. We've got these tins on the website. So useful. So when you need an emergency butterfly, look at that. It's so full of emergency butterflies. Now, the last little thing, I've got some craft yarn here, look. So while it's just drying, now we have different packs of craft yarn, and I must admit I've mixed mine all up in a bag. So have a look through and see which colours. I tend to choose a couple from different packs. Now the other thing is, if you wanted to add pretend water on here, I think that one's a bit short. Let me just see. Don't forget your glossy accents. You could add some lovely little glossy accents on here, just to look like water droplets. And again, we'll just pull that through there. Yeah, that's nice. I like the white just to come in. Now that's a bit long, so we'll chop those off. And again, you can either glue your craft yarn. I've left mine, look. But again, if you want, you could tuck it under, you could glue it. When I put it on the envelope, it'll just go there. So I'm not fussed with that. So I've got my two butterflies, and again, you can add as many as you want. I just thought that showed up nicely on that leaf. And I like the one, oh, I might put this one down here, actually, in that corner. And then put that one over there. So our micron pens, there is a brown one. And the end is brown, but I've written brown on just so I know for definite. And again, we'll draw. If you want to cut the antennae out, by all means do. Me, not a chance. Just quickly draw it back on. And I'm going to use my Bippity Boppity glue to stick the butterflies down. You could use your 3D foam pads if you want to raise them a little bit. I'm going to have mine flat again. I'm thinking postage. So many of you have been in touch and said, you know, you prefer smaller cards. You're thinking of postage. I love decoupaging, but I understand. So we'll put those on quite flat, pop the lid on. And then just for the last finishing touch, some Posca. And this is the yellow sparkle. So we'll give it a good shake. Get one of my brushes. And just to tie in that yellow from the edge. And I'm going over the butterfly and over the white. If you want to keep the white clear, you can mask that off. You could use your glaze. I'm happy with the splats being, you know me, I just love them. And there we go. So I've got another tag look. So again, that can either go on a gift or I'll pop it on a DL card. Or you could even pop it on an 8x8 card and put a lovely long sentiment. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And I hope you have a go at this. And I hope it's given you an idea. Like I say, maybe use blues, greens. So many things you can do. And no two will look alike. Maybe add some salt to this area and leave it to dry. That would be a lovely effect. Oh, honestly, so many things you can do. Right, I'm off to have another little crafty play. And I will see you again tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. Take care. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.